Beginning our Sunrise Smart Start with breaking news overnight. A man is in custody facing charges for a home invasion in Rochester last month.
This goes back to May 23rd, a burglary call on Hudson Avenue. Police say a woman in her 20s was at her house when the suspect, an acquaintance, broke inside. There was a fight and the woman was injured. And then just before 12:30 this morning, another scene linked to the investigation. RPD was at a house on Kingston Street where police found the suspect. As they tried to make the arrest, they say other people there started to confront the officers. No one there at that call was injured. The suspect, a 27-year-old, was arrested on assault and burglary counts. Happening today, there's a court appearance scheduled for a repeat offender accused of killing a man last week at his apartment in Perryton.
Wednesday morning, deputies say 35-year-old Tyree Ross Simmons murdered 32-year-old Ezra Nunez at a mixed-use property off Pittsford Palmyra Road. Investigators say they did not know each other, but Ross Simmons has previous felony convictions in multiple states. He's now charged with second-degree murder. A preliminary hearing is scheduled in town court. New details about a recent change to environmental regulations that could save you more money when filling up your gas tank. But experts say it could also bring about risks as temperatures rise.
Now, with this change with the EPA, it's a waiver for gas stations. They've been selling fuel containing up to 15% ethanol for nearly a month. Previously, no more than 10% was allowed. The sticker at the station will tell you the percent that is in your gas. So if you haven't seen this yet or noticed, your pumps are likely still selling just E10. The additive can drop the price per gallon. It also drops the fuel range for a full tank.
So you're maybe going to look at something between $2 and $3 less per fill up for E15 versus E10. And when you look at how much you lose in terms of miles per gallon, it's not really enough.
Researchers at Cornell say ethanol and pure gas burn differently, so in the summer months, the higher levels of that in your fuel can cause other issues.
When the volatile compounds in that fuel, when they mix with nitrous oxides in the presence of, oh wait, sunlight and heat, summer, they react chemically and they form ozone.
That can lead to smog, affecting the air quality, posing potential health risk. When we could see effects from that, still unknown this summer, but researchers there at Cornell plan to track the air quality levels for as long as that waiver is extended.
Looking ahead, advocates, formerly incarcerated New Yorkers and families affected by prison deaths are set to rally at the state capitol today, calling on Governor Kathy Hochul and lawmakers to address what they describe as a growing crisis inside our prisons. Demonstrators plan to stage a funeral-themed protest featuring mock coffins, tombstones, flowers, and photos of loved ones who died in state custody. Organizers are urging lawmakers to pass prison reform legislation and expand pathways for release before the session ends. The rally is scheduled for 11 in the corridor leading to the Capitol, followed by a procession to the governor's office and legislative chambers.
Sunrise traffic here at 6:53 and a view over the west side. 490 there from our Greater Rock Sky Eye. Your final forecast in just a bit. Of note around the area, we don't have accidents or backups, just some of the ongoing road construction projects. And did get an alert from Monroe County DOT. They'll start the work on the new Bay Road project, cutting down from 4 lanes to 3. That's 104 to Lake Road. Should start sometime next week, so keep that in mind. The secret is out. A sidewalk along Lake Ontario that runs pretty discreetly right in front of some waterfront homes in Charlotte. It is open to the public.
This weekend, the Landmark Society of Western New York is showing off the sidewalk and other sites during the 54th annual House and Garden Tour. Organizers say visitors won't have to travel very far to experience a slice of Cape Cod with historic cottages, grand older homes, and modern lakefront houses. Tonight on Walk With Me, Teresa Marzenberg previews the two-day event, the tour, as well as the history of Charlotte.
Yeah, you're exposing some secrets here.
Absolutely, we are. Respectfully for the homeowners, of course, of course.
So what can people expect? Tell us when the tour is and what they can expect.
Absolutely. So this year's House and Garden Tour is on Saturday and Sunday, the 6th and 7th of June, 2026. Just like previous year tours, this takes place over the 2 days from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You see these beautiful...
Wow.
Exactly.
Yes. If you've been in Rochester for any amount of time, you quickly learn how not to pronounce Charlotte. Teresa explores the history behind that unique pronunciation, as well as some do's and don'ts when you visit the secret sidewalk, and more details about the upcoming House and Garden Tour.
for the record, if I have it right, there's a Charlotte Street in downtown.
Stop.
Slightly different, yes.
That's disappointing.
From what I was told for 8 years of being here. That's 9 o'clock coming up tonight on our streaming app. And then after this, she can tackle Chai Lai and go through the history there, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Nunde, all the good ones.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, a lot of great spots for them to head out to. Great to see that there. Yeah, lovely afternoon along the shoreline for a stroll, but it might be long sleeves there as you've got numbers that are going to be cooler. Mid-70s for most, upper 70s near 80 on Wednesday tomorrow. And then there you go, Thursday, Friday, getting into the 80s there. Still watching the storm potential for the weekend. But the overnight lows are going to be a lot more manageable as we get over the next few days. So we're not going to be frigid just heading to the car in the morning.
Good.
Yeah, would be the medium seat warmer coming up tomorrow. 9 o'clock, we'll see you for our podcast on the streaming app as well. That show is live for half an hour. Second cup of sunrise. Some topics today. This work that is happening on our building. You drive by Humboldt, you can see it, you can hear it, you can feel it. Yeah. It's almost like an earthquake. And then I'm also down to my very last pair of socks in the house.
Impressive feat.
Yes.
I would say.
Well done. That's a walk-off there.
Well, if you follow Brennan on social media, you can learn all about our building construction.
Yeah,
there
that's
too.
right.
Sound up on that.
Oh, yeah. That does it for us on News 8 at Sunrise. Thanks for watching, everybody. CBS Mornings up next.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather. Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.